Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here with us today, because right now we're diving into something super exciting. How to talk about your future goals, your biggest dreams, and your aspirations, all in Spanish. You know, whether you're itching to travel the globe, learn a completely new skill, or just make a real impact, you've got to have the right words to share that vision, right? So get comfy, bring that enthusiasm, and let's get ready to talk about tomorrow.
All right, here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with Vocabulario, mis metas, then move into Hablar del Futuro. After that, Jóvenes de Latinoamérica, a little conversation planes, some lectura, mis planes, and we'll wrap up with Tu visión del futuro.
Okay, Section 1. Vocabulario, mis metas.
Listen up, because there's a very sneaky trap right off the bat for us English speakers. You look at the word éxito, and you think, oh, exit, right? No way. It's a total false cognate. Let's practice it together. Éxito. Éxito. It actually means success. Seriously, if you need to find the door to leave a building, you're looking for a completely different word. Salida. Salida. Remember, if a sign says salida, that's your way out, not your big success.
So, let's jump into some essential phrases for those big goals of yours. Here's the first one. Sueño con ser médica. Sueño con ser médica. Which means, I dream of being a doctor. Now, a quick heads up here. Sueño con literally translates to I dream with. But, you know, in English, we naturally say I dream of. Just a fun little quirk. Next up, we've got a really beautiful phrase for ambition. Espero lograr mis metas. Espero lograr mis metas. This translates to, I hope to achieve my goals. The word lograr is an absolutely fantastic verb to keep in your back pocket. It means to achieve or to attain. Now, how about one that applies to you? Literally, right this second. Voy a intentar hablar más español. Voy a intentar hablar más español. Meaning, I'm going to try to speak more Spanish. And hey, just by hanging out with us in this explainer, you're already putting that exact goal into action. Finally, here is just the ultimate motto for any student. Debemos continuar aprendiendo. Debemos continuar aprendiendo. Which simply translates to, we must continue learning. Let's take that energy and use it to roll right into our next section.
All right, Section 2. Hablar del futuro.
So when you're talking about the future in Spanish, you essentially have three main paths. The trick is just knowing which one to pick. Option 1 is ir plus a plus infinitivo. Honestly, this is your bread and butter. It's the most common by far in everyday chat. For example, voy a estudiar medicina. I am going to study medicine. Use this one all the time, with total confidence. Now, option 2 is the formal future tense ending. You're mostly going to see this in writing, like estudiaré medicina. I will study medicine. And option 3, that's for when you're talking about what you want for someone else, which triggers the subjunctive, like quiero que estudies medicina. I want you to study medicine. But for our own personal goals today, we are leaning heavily on that simple, super powerful option 1, voy a.
Moving on to Section 3. Jóvenes de Latinoamérica.
Guys, the future isn't just some far-off concept. It is happening right now across Latin America. Look at Costa Rica. You've got teenage activists out there fiercely protecting their country's unbelievable biodiversity in cloud forests. Then, move down to Chile, where these brilliant young entrepreneurs are literally building a Silicon Andes packed with tech startups. Up in Mexico, student journalists are hitting the streets, giving a powerful voice to their local communities. And over in Ecuador and Bolivia, indigenous youth are doing the absolutely crucial work of preserving their ancestral languages right alongside Spanish. It just goes to show, the future really does belong to those who build it, one goal, one meta at a time.
All right, Section 4. Conversation. Plans.
Let's eavesdrop for a minute on a chat between Valentina and Mateo. I'm going to read the Spanish, give you a brief second to let it sink in, and then we'll do the English. Valentina kicks things off. Oye, Mateo, ¿qué vas a hacer después de terminar la escuela? Which means, hey, Mateo, what are you going to do after finishing school? Mateo replies, voy a estudiar ciencias. Quiero ser científico. ¿Y tú? Meaning, I'm going to study science, I want to be a scientist, and you? Right away, notice how Mateo jumps straight to that voy a structure we literally just talked about.
Let's see where this goes next. Valentina says, Yo sueño con ser artista. Espero que mi familia apoye mi decisión. Which translates to, I dream of being an artist. I hope my family supports my decision. Now, keep an eye on that word apoye. That is a subjunctive trigger because she's expressing a hope for what her family will do. Then, Mateo, being a great friend, encourages her, Claro que sí, es importante que tú sigas tu talento, meaning, of course, it's important that you follow your talent.
Wrapping up their chat, they start talking about the hurdles. Valentina asks, Gracias, Mateo. ¿Y tú, cuál es tu mayor desafío? Meaning, thanks, Mateo. And you, what's your biggest challenge? Mateo tells her, Para mí, es necesario que yo aprenda más matemáticas, pero voy a intentarlo. This means, for me, it's necessary that I learn more math, but I'm going to try. And boom, there it is again. Voy a intentarlo. He's taking direct action toward his future using that ir plus a plus infinitive structure. It's just so practical.
Next up, Section 5. Lecture. Mis plans.
Now, let's read a short text from Sofia. Just like before, I'll read the Spanish, we'll pause, and then translate.
Me llamo Sofía y tengo 13 años. Me llamo Sofía y tengo 13 años.
My name is Sofia, and I am 13 years old.
Vivo en la Ciudad de México, pero mi sueño es estudiar en muchos países diferentes algún día. Vivo en la Ciudad de México, pero mi sueño es estudiar en muchos países diferentes algún día. I live in Mexico City, but my dream is to study in many different countries someday. Espero que mi familia tenga la oportunidad de viajar conmigo. Espero que mi familia tenga la oportunidad de viajar conmigo.
I hope my family has the opportunity to travel with me. Let's keep going, because she shares some really beautiful thoughts here about community.
Es importante que todos los jóvenes logren sus metas, porque el futuro depende de nosotros. Es importante que todos los jóvenes logren sus metas, porque el futuro depende de nosotros.
It's important that all young people achieve their goals because the future depends on us. Did you catch that word, logren? She's using the subjunctive there because she's talking about other people.
Quiero que mis amigos y yo hagamos un esfuerzo para aprender idiomas y conocer otras culturas. Quiero que mis amigos y yo hagamos un esfuerzo para aprender idiomas y conocer otras culturas.
I want my friends and me to make an effort to learn languages and know other cultures.
And here is Sofia's incredibly inspiring conclusion. Ojalá que el mundo del futuro sea más justo y más verde. Ojalá que el mundo del futuro sea más justo y más verde. Hopefully the world of the future will be more just and greener. Voy a estudiar mucho, voy a practicar español e inglés y voy a intentar ser una buena líder en mi comunidad. Voy a estudiar mucho, voy a practicar español e inglés y voy a intentar ser una buena líder en mi comunidad. I am going to study a lot, I am going to practice Spanish and English, and I am going to try to be a good leader in my community. Just look at all those voya structures stacked back to back to back. And her final thought, La esperanza es el camino. La esperanza es el camino. Hope is the way. Fantastic job following along with that, by the way. Now, to really lock these concepts in, I highly recommend you tackle these quick post-reading tasks after the explainer. Go back and see if you can underline those subjunctive triggers, circle the subjunctive verbs, hunt down all the ir plus a plus infinitive examples, and honestly, the most important part, compare Sofia's goals to your own. Getting actively involved like this is exactly how you make the language stick. And finally, Section 6, Tu vision del futuro. Okay, I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Seriously, try it. Picture yourself 5 years from now, effortlessly using Spanish in the real world. Ask yourself, ¿Dónde estoy? Where am I? Are you sipping coffee in a cafe in Madrid? Maybe working in a lab in Chile. ¿Con quién hablo? Who am I speaking with? Are you laughing with new friends? Or maybe helping out a client? ¿Qué hago con mi español? What am I doing with my Spanish? Because the truth is, your Spanish future doesn't suddenly just begin 5 years from now. It has already started, right here, with the effort you're putting in today. So, what are you going to do next? Tú vas a tener mucho éxito. Thank you so much for hanging out and learning with me today. Keep practicing, keep pushing, and absolutely keep dreaming big.